The large underground city of the old was guarded by white Indians. Much of the prehistory of ancient civilizations is still under a veil of silence in many oral narratives that have survived to the present day. We're talking about legends and mythologies. Survived to the present day, we often find references to underground cities and temples, and it's true that ancient underground galleries and cities that have been discovered by archaeologists have recently been discovered. Underground tunnels starting in Scotland, reaching as far back as Turkey, date back several thousand years. From one of the recent videos I did on that, 12,000 years. Underground cities like Derinkuyu are said to have been built from the bottom up and not the other way around, as we would expect. In both cases, as in many others, archaeologists, geologists, and other experts are concerned. There is a similar mystery in a story that seems to come from the archives of former President Franklin D. Roosevelt. In 1942, President Roosevelt reportedly met David and Patricia Lamb at the White House, who had been exploring the dense Chiapas jungle in Mexico for a year. The couple told a strange story, that during their journey they had met a tribe of very dangerous small, white-skinned Indians, possibly pink, who were the guardians of a vast underground network. However, these Indians did not seem to be in the mood to kill them, but they were quite annoyed by their visit. They did not want them there, and the couple asked their guide to politely find out who these white-skinned Indians were. What they learned was amazing. These white Indians were members of the Lancandone tribe who lived in the jungle for generations. They came from, quote, the big stone city, end quote. They were the guardians of an underground great temple inhabited by the Old Ones, whom they worshipped and were willing to kill any invader who would disturb these Old Ones. Apparently, these people were survivors of an ancient civilization that once flourished in Central America. When their journey was over and they returned to modern civilization, they searched and found more details about these white Indians. The French scholar and geographer Abbé Charles Etienne de Bourbon, from 1814 to 1874, mentioned this tribe in one of his writings and their appearance in small towns in Chiapas and western Guatemala. Among the traditions or rumors that circulated about them stood out those that referred to valuable ancient treasures hidden beneath the city surface in an underground network guarded by the Lancandone tribe. Among these treasures were several precious gold leaf written in hieroglyphics. They contained the history of the ancient world. The gold leaf told the story of the Great Flood and is said to have been an accurate prediction for also World War II. The mysterious ancient city and the ground under the great underground temple never seem to have been found, but they may be somewhere in the dense jungle and have not yet been discovered, although from time to time similar findings come to light. Where perhaps it's worth noting is the fact that these Indians had white skin. We're reminded of the Viothacis and redheads of Canada, also had white skin and dyed their bodies red. It's said that they were originally from Crete. We're talking about the Native Americans of the Great Lakes area with the Minoan ancient Crete DNA. It's also noteworthy that evidence has been found in support of hypotheses that some of the Central American Indians may have been ancient Greeks from the distant past, or they may have been taught by Greeks who reached there, such as the Argonaut campaign or the journey of Ulysses, as evidenced by Henrietta Mertz in the book of Onopus Pontus, who wrote after a comparative study between ancient sources and gives another explanation for the Odyssey. Of course, all this can be paradoxes, myths, and fantasy stories. It can be, but there may be some possible background. And these are additional sources: Alec McLellan, Lost Words of Agartha, Harold Wilkins, Mysteries of Ancient South America. I've translated this for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.